As we take a break from the action today, we're going to talk a bit more about what's been happening behind the scenes, as we've been really fortunate in the Queen area to be in a safe position to do so. Joining us on the Trenton Golden Hawks staff is Josh Hardiman. Josh, so good to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
What's been happening? What's your role with the team? Could you break it down for us?
Yeah, so I'm the assistant coach. I work mostly with the defense. However, off the ice, I'm in charge with all the off-ice workouts with the guys, nutrition, recovery, that sort of stuff. So I deal mostly with the guys off the ice as my main role as well.
So take us through off the ice workout right now, because we've been really fortunate to have some good weather so far.
Yeah, we've been fortunate. It's with all these protocols that we have in place, it's sort of forced me to be a little more creative, which has been fun because it's been a little bit of a test for me. And the guys have been great about it. You know, we usually have our gym indoors, but because of our COVID protocols and social distancing, we weren't able to get as many guys in there, and it would just take way too long to get through all the workouts. So we are fortunate enough to have a soccer field right next to our rink where we do most of our outdoor workouts. And the guys have been really great about it. Just with the weather-wise, there was a couple of weeks where we went with a lot of rain, and it's been kind of whenever we can, we get out there. I send a text to the captain, he forwards it, and tell the guys, hey, got to be at the soccer field in 30 minutes, be there in an hour to get a workout in. So the guys have been really awesome about it, and just sort of knowing that the schedule, there's a lot of flexibility. We're not usually in our normal routine where we have a set time. It's kind of when we can, we do it, and if not, then we just got to save it for another day.
So with Griffin and the rest of the players, walk us through how long a workout would be.
Yeah, generally they would show up. We'd go through about a 15-minute warm-up just to make sure all the guys are loose and stuff, so prevent injuries. That's another big thing, especially this year, where we're not allowed in the rink our normal time. We're only allowed 15 minutes before our practice stuff, so a big focus has been on injury prevention this year, just with our guys who get tight muscles, and also just a lot of guys over the summer, depending on where they lived, didn't have access to rinks or gyms and stuff, so they're kind of working out for the first time. So we put a lot of focus on warming up and cooling down after our workouts. We generally work out for about anywhere from 40 minutes to 50 minutes, and then right after we do about a 15 to 25-minute stretch. And I'm just trying to emphasize as much as I can, just keeping their bodies in shape and injury prevention this year, less so of sort of working on performance. It's more sort of trying to get in the injury prevention side of things.
With you, though, ahead of games, it must really kind of change your strategy on how to get these guys loose and the best they can be on the ice, because we're used to seeing trainers quite hands-on with their players, especially an hour and a half before game time.
Yeah, definitely this year with the protocols, the routines have changed for everyone, from coaching staff down all the way to players. I mean, most players used to have their own individual warm-ups or routines, and that's all kind of changed, you know. When we're on the road, it's a lot harder. We usually tell the guys to show up about 45 minutes before, and we're doing stretches and we're doing soccer games out in the parking lot in front of Wellington when we can. Same thing at home, you know, show up and we do stuff out in the parking lot, and then once we're allowed those 15 minutes before our ice time, you kind of have to just get in and get your stuff on and get on the ice, because there's not much time to fool around in between.
Can you assist them with stretching? I mean, what's the contact situation with you like?
Yeah, I'm not very hands-on in that area. We try and practice as many sort of social distancing as we can. So a lot of it is just sort of show and tell, as I like to say, where it's me doing the workouts, doing the exercises, doing the stretches for them, and them sort of watching, and then me trying to correct from a distance instead of being more hands-on this year.
Did everyone come in relatively good shape? I mean, with everything happening, what's your assessment?
Yeah, I was actually very pleasantly surprised. I didn't really have high expectations for the guys. They all know that their job was to come in shape, but with just the reality of the world that we're in now, it's tough to be critical of guys, but I was very impressed, and it sort of starts with our leadership, and especially just the character of our team. You know, I had tons of guys who would text me, call me over the summer asking for home workouts, so I would do a lot of that, where I'd send the guys sort of different videos showing them different exercise they can do with equipment around their house, whether it be a couch or whatever it is, just stairs. So I was actually very pleasantly surprised with the shape the guys came in. Again, though, the biggest thing has just been, as we notice, is injuries. You know, a lot of guys are going down with tight hips or tight hamstrings and stuff like that, because they're not used to going every single day working out and practicing, and it's been a lot tougher to get in sort of those stretches and the one-on-one time with the trainers to get recovery after, because of all the safety protocols in place.
Yeah, with one-on-one time, Josh, how does it go? Do you identify the players that need direct contact with you first and go by priority?
Yeah, it's kind of, we prioritize it with the guys who are most severely injured, unfortunately, and it's some days, you know, not everybody can get in to see the trainers, just the way it is now, and we have to add more time to in between sessions, because we need time to disinfect and sanitize everything between players coming in and out. So it's been a challenge again, but it's forced us to be a little more creative. But yeah, right now we're just kind of prioritizing with the guys who are the most injured or most susceptible to other injuries because of how tight we think they are, and those guys get in first, and the other guys kind of have to wait and see.
Did your background at St. Lawrence prepare you for this possible situation of getting a lot more creative?
Yeah, it was actually my time at St. Lawrence College in fitness health was unbelievable, and one of the biggest things they always preach was being able to adapt to any situation. You know, if you're in a gym with a client and you're doing a one-on-one personal training session, and let's say you want to use a machine, but someone else is hogging a machine, you know, you got to be able to adapt and think quick on your feet. And for me personally, it's been a challenge, but it's been a lot of fun. You know, finding different ways to do different workouts. Not being able to use the same equipment usually you use because we'd have to sanitize stuff in between. So we're doing a lot more sort of body weight stuff and trying to find different fun ways to keep the guys engaged and just being creative. But it's been a blast for me. It's been a challenge for sure, and I'm sure the guys have been great about it, which is the key. Is they've been very sort of dialed into it, which helps me a lot.
All right. And thanks so much to Josh Hardiman for joining us once again, the assistant coach with the Trenton Golden Hawks.